The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand. The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, live.
Welcome to the Gallagher Hockey Centre here in Hamilton for coverage of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. We're on Women's Match Day 3 and we have two games coming today, the first of which is the Northern Tridents against the Southern Alpiners. The Northern Tridents having not lost in their two games to date. The Alpiners coming into this game with the two losses, but they've been competitive in their games so far. I'm pleased to report that conditions are looking great again in Hamilton for this clash. The weather is very similar to the first two match days, where we had beautiful sunny skies, nice and warm, and we also had a breeze coming from the west. Here is the Trident squad. Can tell you that Stacey Mickelson, number 8, is once again not playing today. And they have a couple of other key players actually under an injury cloud. Number 14, Ella Gunson, who's a very experienced Black Sticks player, has got an elbow injury at the moment. She sustained that in the second match yesterday, and she is starting, but she is under an injury cloud, and so too is the captain today, Steph Dickens. No such problems for the Alpiners. They come into this clash with 7 players who have played for New Zealand, including the captain of the day, Olivia Merry, number 4. Much will hinge around her skills on attack again. She's already scored 2 of the team's 3 goals in the 2 games to date. So everything's all set. The Northern Tridents probably go into this game as favourites. It's a pleasure to welcome him, Sam Charlton, today, injured Black Stick star. You played 251 games for New Zealand, 8 goals. It's great to have you in the commentary with us today, Sam. And I guess just a general thought from you to start with. What have you made of the hockey so far in the first 2 days?
Yeah, I think you can see that the teams are really starting to build, and I'm really looking forward to today's game. You could see some of those combinations and those patterns starting to happen more regularly yesterday, and I think, we'll see some pretty tight matches today, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, the good thing is the teams are improving. The teams that perhaps haven't had victories so far, like the Alpiners and the Mavericks, are probably 3rd ranked at the moment. They're improving, aren't they? Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll start to see a bit more from them today. Again, they've only come together a couple of days ago, so having got 2 games under their belt, I think we can expect some pretty good performances from teams like them today. Indeed. All right, so we're all set for the start of this clash. Here come the umpires onto the field, and it's Kellyanne Foskin and Mallory Barnett who will be in control of this clash today. And the Northern Tridents coming into this clash with a 5-0 win over the Mavericks on match day 1, and drew. It was a draw yesterday with the Falcons 2-2, and they did win that penalty shootout by 1 goal. It was 2 goals to 1. So Brooke Roberts, the keeper. Other key players, Rose Tynan's played particularly well so far, scoring 2 goals. Steph Dickens, the captain, number 6. Also keep your eye on Erin Goad, number 11. The Dawes sisters, Madison and Katie, they've been influential in the midfield so far. And up front, Kirsten Pearce is once again playing today, and Sophie Hildesley. But we touched on the injuries there to Ella Gunson and Steph Dickens. I know they're starting, but there is some doubt about both of them. They'll want them, the Tridents coaching staff will want them on the field for as long as possible, right? Yeah, absolutely. You can see Ella Gunson there with a heavily strapped elbow, but there's not much that will stop her. So I imagine she'll be out there for a full game regardless today. So here comes Sophie Hildesley onto the field. Kirsten Pearce, 121 games for the Black Sticks for her, and Jess Pilmer wearing 21. The last player onto the field, and their coach is Jude Menezes. And the Tridents team have been good so far. We're good yesterday without Stacey Mickelson, who was very influential in the first game. Here come the Alpiners onto the field. Kirsty Nation and Sasha Masters are their goalkeepers. Olivia Merry, of course, the striker. 232 games, 112 goals. Doesn't get better than her up front. Tessa Jop's been influential. She's wearing the white headband there. Keep your eye on her through this contest. Other players to have played for New Zealand include Fran Davies, wearing number 12, Jessie Anderson and Catherine Tinning, both midfielders, and Isabella Ambrosius, number 20,
She scored a goal in the loss to the Mavericks yesterday. Aaron Ford is their coach, Sam, but I like the way they've played. They've been playing with a lot of heart and courage, haven't they?
Yeah, and you could see they were starting to press really aggressively yesterday. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can bring today. I think we can expect a pretty energetic performance from them.
Their coach is Aaron Ford, as I touched on. So we will be back for the start of this game right after this here on Sky Sport Next. Stay with us.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
How about that? Shake, rattle, and roll.
All set for a start here between the Northern Tridents and the Southern Alpiners. First quarter of match day 3, game number 5 of the women's competition. And it is the Tridents in the light blue and the Alpiners in the red. Alpiners, if you're watching your first game, cover the South Island. And the Northern Tridents cover the Upper North Island, Northland, North Harbour and Auckland. It's a pleasure to be with you again. Glenn Lama is my name. We've got Sam Charlton alongside us. As the Alpiners look to bring it forward, and straight away we can see Steph Dickens, who had a great game yesterday for the Northern Tridents. Got a goal from a penalty corner, swinging it forward. Tyler Lynch had an excellent game too, wearing 18. She's slotting into this right side attacking midfield position.
Yeah, Tyler's a really strong ball carrier, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of her attacks today, particularly without Stacey. I think we need to get players back into the game pretty early.
Dickens had her pass cut out by Davies, who advantage Black Sticks players. Black Sticks players once again all over the park today for this contest. That's the great thing about this competition so far, Sam. We've got an even spread of Black Sticks players, and all the teams are pretty strong.
Yeah, it just makes for nice high quality hockey, you know. Every team is pretty strong, and yeah, good games across the park.
So the Alpiners on the halfway, and it's Davies. He's solid at the back so far for the Alpiners, has Fran Davies. Looks to keep it on the right. And this is Cox. Cox near the edge of the circle. This is a great run from Cox. It's still going to be Alpiners' ball. Hayley Cox, just 20 years of age. New Zealand under-21 player from last year. And the Alpiners coming forward again, but it's been lost over the baseline. But I don't think we're going to die wondering with this Alpiners side, are we? They're going to give it a crack.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some aggressive pressing. You can see Liv Mary there already putting some pressure on players like Steph Dickens and Ella Gunson, and I think we'll have some pretty good contests in that Tridents defensive circle.
So the Alpiners have it. And this is Tinning. A nice pass to Wyam. It's going to be seized upon by Belinda Smith. So Alpiners keeping the pressure on here. And it's good to see. If they can just get Olivia Mary into the game, more involved in the game, Sam.
Yeah, I think as strikers you want to get touches early on. It gets quite difficult if you don't get those touches. So if they can try and get her the ball, I think she'll definitely put them under quite a bit of pressure.
So sustained period down at the centre of the field, and there's the cross coming in. And it's going to be Trident's ball, and this is Lynch. Mary with a timely stick, but Lynch wins the free hit. And Dickens. Interesting to see if Dickens and Gunson last in this game. We've been told that if they get subbed off, they won't be coming back on.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty determined little players, so I don't imagine that they'll want to go off. I think the coach will have to pull them off, but hopefully their bodies hold up and they're able to stay out there.
So Gunson hyperextended her elbow yesterday. You can see her left elbow strap. She's on the ball right here for the Tridents. And that's a good pass out to Kate Ivory, who's going to look for Rose Tynan in the circle. And close to finding her, Sam, but...
Yeah, I think if they can find players like Rose, the Tridents will do pretty well. She's pretty effective in the circle, so again, want to be getting touches early for a player like her.
There's Tynan on the ball. She's delivering to Lynch. She's got great pace into the circle. Oh, great tackle. That's how to stop an attacking player. Brilliantly done. And now the opportunity for the Alpiners. Jessie Anderson on the board here. The support from Steele. Anderson. Nice touch. She goes forward, does Jessie Anderson.
Well read there from Ella Gunson. Great pick up.
And she's in space too. Now a chance to counter.
Loves to go forward. You'll see her trying to support that attack.
This is Madison Dorr. Nice touch to Kayla Reid. Still there for the Tridents. Into the circle. And a penalty corner. The first of the game goes to the Northern Tridents. And it's taken 4 minutes.
Yeah, lovely bit of skill there. She just was on the baseline and just did a little turn into the feet. So good patience there to win that PC.
Now the Tridents, Sam, have been really good from penalty corners.
Yeah, I think Brooke mentioned the other day the great thing about the Tridents is they have that ability to use both the sweep and a hit, but also use the drag flick. They've got Kate Ivory and Steph Dickens up there, and just puts a bit more doubt in the goalkeeper's mind, so it's nice that they've got that variation. And I can tell you both of those players you've mentioned have scored goals from penalty corners in the first 2 games for the Tridents. So this is Kirsten Pearce who will deliver. Let's see what they cook up here. It's going to be Dickens. Oh! I think that might have been off the post. Reverse stick shot was close as well. And the Alpiners survive, but barely. Yeah, unlucky for Steph there. That was a great low flick on the post. Nice play by the Alpiners to get the ball down to the other end of the pitch very quickly. Into the circle they come. Dickens with the tackle. And that one's going to go against Phoebe Steele from the Alpiners. So the Tridents very close to opening the scoring from that penalty corner. Sometimes just hanging on is all you need to do, Sam. Yeah, it was unlucky, and a pretty good follow-up there from Kate Ivory as well. They'll be disappointed not to get a goal out of that. Here come the Alpiners coming forward through Leah Butt. Looking to find Mary in the circle was Margot Willis. But it was Gunson, in fact, making a good tackle. Taken quickly again. Yeah, you can see both teams are trying to take the ball reasonably quickly, trying to, up the pace of the game. So it'll be interesting to see which team can kind of hold on to that pace as the game goes on. Gunson will sweep it across.
to Moffat. It's off the stick there of Mackay Stewart. So Goad it is to inbound it. Dickens getting a bit of pressure up front.
Yep, you can see that aggressive press from the Alpiners. I think that'll be a feature of their game.
Well, a great effort there from Sophie Hildesley, but she couldn't quite get that, chase that ball down from Izzy Gill. So the Alpiners will have possession. No score, reminding you that the Alpiners are 0-2. They did lead 2-0 at half-time against the Mavericks in game number 2 for them yesterday, but they lost 3-2 in the end. Now here come the Tridents sweeping onto attack. 2 other players on the inside. Oh, nice interception. That's Tessa Chop getting in there. Gee, that was timely.
Yeah, great timing from Tessa Chop, and nice just to take it out wide, nice and patient, and she's won a free hit.
Now more pressure on this defence. Free hit given up by Smith. Taken quickly by Goad. Now Hildesley. And it's going to be Alpiners' ball. So the Alpiners 0-2. And the Tridents actually on top of the table after 2 rounds, having a win and a draw and winning the penalty shootout. So they're on top with 7 competition points at the moment. In fact, 6 competition points, 1 ahead of the Falcons, who we'll see later against the Mavericks. So a good contest between all 4 teams at the moment. Willis over there. Gunson for the Tridents. Well, the Tridents get out of that.
Yeah, they've done pretty well. The Alpiners are putting a lot of pressure on.
Davies pounces on that one. Great run from Fran Davies. Looks for the cross in field. It wasn't too bad, was it? Good play from Davies.
Yeah, great run from Davies. She just maybe needed to slow down a little bit towards that circle edge and get a little bit more control, I think, going into the circle.
Chop feeds Belinda Smith. Into the centre it goes. And now there's a chance for Pearce to break. Pearce will take it quickly. Lynch running into a position downfield, but Dickens couldn't get the ball to her. And away come the Alpiners. Once again, it's energy-sapping stuff in this first quarter, Sam.
Yeah, a high work rate from all of the players, very up and back. A lot of free hits being taken really quickly. So it'll be interesting to see if that pace, stays as the game sort of progresses.
This is Leah Butt. Cox was her target, but now this pace continues from Lynch. She just seems to run all day, does Tyler Lynch. So Dickens just takes a little breather as the Tridents make a couple of substitutions. Hyatt Brown is on the field now. Ivory playing wide out on this right defensive line again as Gunson and Dickens.
Yeah, and interesting, you can just see the Alpiners change up their press a little bit, not quite as aggressive as they were before, sort of sitting back and letting the Tridents swing it from side to side. So it's quite nice to see that variation in the press from the Alpiners.
You have to be very fluid as a coach in this game too, Sam, don't you, with these unlimited substitutions, and you have to really be on it.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about, players coming on and off, changing sort of the pace of the game, how it's going, are you holding on to the ball, are you being a bit more aggressive? It's, a lot to think about for those coaches down there.
Mary coming back on, but it's going to be Trident's ball. So 0-0 with just over 4 minutes to play in this first quarter. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. Another match coming today, and then on Thursday we're back here for the first round of the men's competition. Tridents. This is Catherine Moffat. Nice pass. McCullough on the ball here. Tries to look for that little nudge off the foot, didn't get one. And now Mary playing quite deep in the field. Good pass to Jop. Lynch is excellent. She read that one really well. Clash of sticks goes against Tyler Lynch. And now there's a chance here for the Alpiners, but it's back in the Tridents' possession. McCullough. Davies reverses it. Tries to find Brittany Wang up front for the Alpiners. So far it's been pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have had quite a fair amount of possession of the ball. There's been probably a lot of turnovers in the middle of the field, but I think those will start to reduce a bit sort of as everyone settles into the game and the pace sort of slows down a little bit.
It feels like it's got goals coming, doesn't it, Sam, really? And this could be the first one. Mary's free in the centre. Could you get a stick on that? She does, but it's wide.
Unlucky there, pretty close, just sailed past the far post.
Well, it was a good opportunity for the Alpiners, and they're still going to get another one here. Jop back to Amelia Calder, and now Davies. Crowley, who's out there now. Anna Crowley wants to run with the ball. And can she keep that in? Well, the Tridents weren't taking any chances there. I think that player wasn't sure that it was off which team's stick. So the Alpiners have got it. Davies comes forward from halfway.
You can see the aggressive press from the Tridents there, not letting the Alpiners swing it from side to side. They're really trying to keep them in that left-hand pocket.
They are indeed, and let's see if the Alpiners can find a way to get out of it. Unfortunately, that was Calder's pass, not finding the target. Just under 2 to play in this first quarter. So Gunson's quite happy to be out there still. Keep your eye on Steph Dickens. She's not on the field at the moment, the captain. We were told she wouldn't be back if she went off. So let's see if that materialises. What a great challenge from Wyam. And now Merry to Wyam's right. And there's a player in space. Good pass. Catherine Tinning it is. Nice tackle coming in from Izzy Gill. The Alpiners still have possession. Taken quickly. Haven't had a penalty corner. Now did that go? And it did. What a touch from Olivia Merry.
Yeah, that was a great piece of play from the Alpiners. They pocket pressed on the left-hand side, were able to transfer it up the right. Just gave them that space in front of goal. So great touch from Olivia Merry there, right in front of the goalkeeper. Makes it pretty difficult when you touch it so close to the goalkeeper there.
Oh, what a great run in from the sideline as well. And Merry, those long arms with the stick. She needed every extension there, didn't she, Sam, to get a touch on that one?
Yeah, that's a lovely piece of skill. That's a pretty difficult deflection, but if someone was going to do it, it would probably be Olivia. She's pretty deadly in front of the goal, so good start for the Alpiners.
Well, what a great time to score inside 30 seconds of the first quarter, and Mary's third goal. She's averaging a goal a game at the moment, and now Davies puts the foot down. That's excellent commitment, but Gunson's going back. Should have this one covered for the Tridents. And what a great quarter of hockey there to the Alpiners. They'll be really boosted by that. With Olivia Merry getting the goal and leading the Tridents by 1-0 at quarter time. Well, very even first quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that goal just right at the end of the first quarter does for the Alpiners. Often it can give you a little boost, but equally it might give the Tridents a little rev up, and you might see a little bit more kick through from them. You know, just trying to connect and get that last pass. They've held the ball round the back really nicely, but just lacking that connection in the midfield and going forward. So I think we'll start to see that come through in the second quarter.
All right, let's have a look at some highlights. This penalty corner, this was very close for the Tridents. Dickens sweeps it on to the upright. So we were right. We didn't get a look at that earlier. And now the goal. And it's not the goal. That's Merry going close the first time. And you could see number 16, Emily Wyam, very close. And now the goal. Got to give Brittany Wang here some credit. She took it quickly, and look at Mary at full stretch. She's just so good at putting those in the goal. We've seen that so many times in New Zealand over the years. I mean, you've played with her a ton of games, Sam. I mean, to have someone so good at the front like that must be so reassuring for someone like you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you've got someone who's kind of got that eye and that dedication to put the ball in front and even put her body on the line a little bit there. And it does make it difficult when that ball in is bobbly and it's hard. It's really tough for the defenders there. You can see Ella Gunson not able to get a touch on it outside the circle because it has that height on it. So it's a really good option to, when you're crashing the ball in, to make it a little bit more difficult for the defenders.
And you know, the other great thing about that was Mary kind of knew, well, she gave me the impression she knew where the ball was going to go before Wang even hit it. You know, she moved into the space and then Wang played it into her path, which was great skill.
Absolutely, just that timing.
So 1-0 it is. The Alpiners up on the Northern Tridents. But as we saw, the Tridents got very close to scoring themselves, only denied by the post from that penalty corner. So Dickens is back out there. Great tackle coming in. Some excellent defensive work again from the Alpiners. It was Charlotte Lee that time, the 19-year-old. Lynch, she controlled that one spot on, didn't she? That was really good work from Tyler Lynch. She still got it. What a run from Tyler Lynch.
Yeah, great track from Tyler, and she's pretty effective when she starts to cut in the middle like that. So I'll be looking forward to seeing her do that a couple more times.
Yeah, she's a former New Zealand or junior black stick player. Close to New Zealand selection, the 23-year-old, not quite able to crack the top international lineup just yet, but I tell you what, if she keeps playing the way she's going, she's going to be in contention for that national squad, which gets named at the conclusion of this Premier Hockey League in a few weeks' time. Now Rose Tynan has the ball here. She's pretty decent up front too, having already scored 2 goals for the Tridents. No whistle, it's play on. Now Katie Dorr, the Tridents get out of it. Gunson. Ivory. That's a nice pass to Erin Goad in space. Erin Goad, Vantage Black Sticks player, cuts back towards the centre, and now Dickens comes forward. This is a nice build-up. Oh, it's off the post. Here's Ivory. Ivory, yes! Cracking goal.
Lovely piece of play there from the Tridents. You can see that they, the ball started over with Katie Dorr on the left-hand side, and they were able just to shift it, get players into space, keep dropping it back, shift the point of attack again. I think if they keep doing that, they'll create many more fantastic opportunities, and a great finish from Kate Ivory.
Well, Dickens went very deep, didn't she? Just deflected off that Alpiner's stick. Did you see that? Onto the post, and that kept it alive, and that's scoring from an acute angle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty pinpoint, sideboard almost on the post. So yeah, it's a great finish from Kate.
Well, fortune favours the brave. 1-1 now. We've had 2 great goals, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be a pretty tight contest. I think we'll see a couple more goals to come, so pretty exciting match we've got ahead of us.
Gunson, it's going to be cut out by Willis for the Alpiners, who's in space. Coming forward is Anderson. Into the circle it goes. Still not cleared by the Tridents. Anderson's got it again. And there's a penalty corner. Off the foot there of Gunson.
Yeah, I think the Tridents will be disappointed there. We often talk about, if you score a goal, it's the next 2 minutes that are really important. You kind of want to consolidate and get that going again. So they'll be disappointed to concede a PC so early after scoring.
Well, the Alpiners get their first penalty corner of the game. Tridents have only had 1 so far as well. But it's all about execution. Mary at the top. Also, Mackay Stewart. She's going to trap it. Let's see what the Alpiners can cook up here. Here's Mary. She's going to have a good crack at it, and it's saved nicely there by the keeper, Roberts. In fact, it's Madeline Williamson out there now for the Tridents. And it's going to be an infringement, and it's going to be Trident's ball.
Yeah, it's a great save from Williamson. Liv Mary's got a very hard hit on her, so it's not easy to stop those ones, particularly when they've got a little bit of height on them.
And Mary got a good connection, didn't she?
Yes.
It was sizzling. But this has been a very good performance from the Alpiners so far. The way the Tridents started the competition, you maybe had a feeling that this would be well, not one-sided, but the Tridents would be dominant, but it's been far from that so far.
Yeah, I think if you looked on paper, you know, that top team against the bottom team, so to speak, on the table so far, but certainly not that way, and I think that's going to be sort of the theme of the entire Premier League, just those tight games. Doesn't matter whether it's, you know, the first team or the fourth team. I think we'll see some really close games as we go through.
Well, we could get some more penalty shootouts. Let's see if that materialises, and of course we've got another game coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon between the Falcons and the Mavericks. Kayla Whitelock is back playing today. Missed yesterday's game, but she's back for today's game. Got to be Trident's ball on the halfway here, and taking it quickly, Jess Pilmer. Just 20 years of age. She did really well there. Now Goad can run with the ball. Here's a chance. Oh, just eluded Pierce, but she kept it in the field. Playing. She's looking for a penalty corner. And that one hasn't gone to the Tridents.
Yeah, lovely bit of play there from Erin Goad to cut through the middle. I think Kirsten will be disappointed not to get a shot away. She's usually pretty deadly in that area when she gets the ball there. Called
her. Well, the ball beat her. And now Pierce chasing this one. Davies is timely interception. And now Tinning. Being hounded there by Ella Hyatt-Brown, who's got the ball. Nice play from Dorr, just tidy at the back. Gunson and Dickens, they've been solid as a rock at the back, haven't they?
Yeah, they're a pretty good combo to have for the Tridents. You can see they've just got a good amount of patience. They're able to move the ball between them and then hit those gaps when they open. So it'll be tough for the Alpiners to defend that, I think.
Well, Trident's losing ground as Ivory takes over from Pilmer. This is composure built from the back again, Sam.
Yeah, you can see it must be a theme of their game plan today. They're really trying to make sure that they hold the ball and shift angles, drop it back, switch it to the other side, rather than just trying to pummel up one side. It's a good way to play.
Here's Jop for the Alpiners. Oh, almost tackled herself there. And now Pilmer, wide out on the right, has Madison Dorr in front of her. Some good defence again from the Alpiners, and that will go against Pilmer. Just getting tangled up with Cox. Crowley. It's Belinda Smith. And Davies again can move forward on the right. They've liked to build from that right-hand side in this game so far, have the Alpiners.
Yeah, you can see them wanting to shift the attack there all the time, so they'll probably need to start seeing if they can use both sides of the field, maybe penetrate a little bit up the middle as well, just to open up that right side a bit more if that's what they want to use.
Oh, penalty corner with Jop thundering into Madison Dorr there. That one well outside the circle. Interesting call by the umpire. And the referee not hesitating in the slightest on that call. So the Tridents get their second penalty corner. What did you make of that one, Sam?
Yeah, I think any tackle that results in a player falling over outside the circle often ends in a PC. Sometimes I know as a defender it can be a little bit frustrating because, you know, you just want to be a bit tough on the ball and it ends quite badly for you. But, yeah, it's just the way that they umpire it these days.
So Pierce to take it. Whoops, that hasn't gone to plan, has it? That wasn't delivered where she wanted it to go, but Dickens is trying to make the best of a bad situation, perhaps. Saved by the keeper, Kirsty Nation. Tridents get the play again going quickly as Davies.
Yeah, it didn't quite come out as the Tridents would have hoped, but you do have to be aware as a defence when that happens. It's sometimes those sort of breakdown PCs where anything can happen and it's not quite as predictable, and often a goal is scored. So the Alpiners did pretty well to defend that there.
Gill coming forward here. She'll crash it in, hoping for a deflection. Davies clears it out of the way, and that, I think, got Madison Dorr on the on the little toe. She'll run it off. 1 goal all is the score, with 7 to play till half time. Olivia Mary getting the first goal just before the end of the first quarter. And then Ivory equalising now. Tessa Jop not mucking around.
No, she's done really well to come out of that. She's got 4 of the Tridents players on her, so great bit of skill and a bit of toughness on the ball there to make sure she didn't turn it over.
She played really well yesterday, Tessa Jop too. That tackle needed to be made by Crowley. Tynan coming into the circle, but Tessa Jop, we just spoke about her.
Yeah.
Very good defensive player.
Yeah, I think she's just come back recently from a season in Belgium as well, so it's great to see her back out here, and yeah, she's been playing really well.
Yeah, 23 games for New Zealand, debuting in 2017. Now Gunson, solid at the back with this player, Steph Dickens. Sweeping forward are the Tridents, but it's gone over the baseline. Tridents will have the ball. And now they can build from the back again. Ella Gunson, 221 games for the Black Sticks.
Yeah, again, you can just see that fall-away press from the Alpiners, and I do wonder whether it's because they know that Ella does have that large overhead, and so it sort of takes that away from her if they're all sitting back. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep going with that tactic going in the rest of the game.
Here's Tynan. Good skills. Tries to find Katie Dorr, but all she found was a red jumper, and that was Mackay Stewart. Well, we've got a great contest going here. 5 to play until half time. A couple of loose passes at the moment, Sam, and let's see if one of these turnovers can be turned into a meaningful situation. And it could be the Alpiners. Into the circle, great skills here. Merritt was going close, but...
Yeah, you can see a couple of turnovers starting to creep in, not forgetting that, you know, these players haven't played in a tournament-style situation for quite some time now, and being the third game in 4 days, you would expect some of the players starting to tire in today's game, so I think that will start to be a factor as the game goes on.
Well, that's right. Half-time maybe can't come fast enough for these players. They've still got 4 minutes to go. It's picked up by Steele. Anderson. Still have it. Leah Butt. Now Smith. Steele again. Good passing from the Alpiners. Nice and accurate and good move here by Mackay Stewart. Back towards the centre. Jop. There's some good hustle off the ball by Cunson there. She's had a strong first half.
Yeah, Ella and Tessa, it's a pretty good contest in there. You've got 2 pretty tough players who want to win the ball, so I look forward to watching them compete against each other, that's for sure.
Speaking of which, there's Jop, easy to identify in the white headband. Now Anderson. Jessie Anderson doing a good job. And now Steele again. Just happy to knock it around at the moment as Davies is back out there. Leah Buck couldn't control that one.
Yeah, the Alpiners are starting to string, you know, a good series of passes together, 4 or 5 passes, but they're just missing that connection as they get into that attacking third. So I imagine that'll be something they'll talk about at half-time, just how they can connect better going forward.
Now Davies forward for the Alpiners, trying to find Mary. Look out if she gets front on goal here. Had a couple of cracks, but it's gone against the Alpiners. There goes Gunson with that trademark aerial, and now Lynch. We know the great pace she's got, and she's kept it in. Brilliant play from Tyler Lynch. There's the cross. Is it going to go into the stick of a Tridents player? No. Great play from Tyler Lynch against Sam.
Yeah, lovely turn of pace for her to win the ball there. It was almost popping out, and then a good piece of skill for her to get past Leah Butt. So, yeah, the Tridents will be disappointed they're not able to kind of turn those opportunities into anything more. Again, just sort of lacking that connection in the final third. So probably something both teams, I imagine, will talk about going into half-time.
That's Gunson. Now Moffat. Good turn. Katie Dorr. In fact, that might be Gill out there. And in the end, it is going to be Alpiners' ball inside the last 2 minutes of this first half. Great steal. That's Dorr, and no. She has conceded the free hit. Turning again, dispossessed. Hustling away, Goad. Now Reed. Lifts into the circle. That was Tynan getting a shot on target.
Yeah, great little touch from Tynan there. Those are tough to stop as a keeper, so good save there from Kirsty Nation.
Gunson. Well, important time just before half-time here. Alpiners would love to hang on here. Gunson asked plenty of questions. There's the shot, and again has Nation kicked it out. Oh, it's gone in. Wow.
That was a cracking shot from Maddie Dorr at the top of the circle. She really connected with that well. It was awesome.
That looked like it stopped on the line between Nation's legs. Oh, now who's going to get that one?
Great follow-up. I think that's Kirsten Pearce there just getting the touch, and it's really good to do so. You know, Maddie's obviously connected really well, but Kirsten's made sure that it went over the line, because at the end of the day, that's what it has to do. So great work from Kirsten Pearce there.
Well, Kirsten Pearce gets her first goal of the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, and she's done it 25 seconds before half-time. And the Alpiners were leading 1-0. Now they trail 2-1, but they shouldn't be discouraged.
No, I think it's been a pretty close contest. Yeah, you can see that both teams are creating a lot of opportunities. So it'll just be about how they can connect a little bit better going into that circle.
Well, what a first half we've had. A very entertaining first half. 3 goals, a really competitive match. But it's the Northern Tridents who come back from 1-0 down to take the lead by 2-1. The goal scorers, Kate Ivory and Kirsten Pearce, and Olivia Merry getting the Alpiners goal. Half-time here, 2-1. I've got to go down and do a half-time interview.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more, and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan, and at the end of the term, choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape, or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
We need our parents to be more supportive
so we can go out there and have some fun.
We're on a mission to find some of our most famous sport parents.
To give our parents some helpful advice.
So do you think you'll be able to help us out?
Absolutely. When I played sport, it was all about having fun.
Talk about the effort they win and not about the fact that they won the game.
Try and encourage our kids to get involved in as many sports as possible.
We want to build kind, strong, resilient athletes.
They see and watch your behaviour all the time. They see everything.
You know, don't pressurise them and trying to make them improve too quickly.
Kids coming in with
a lot of overtraining injuries.
They're not supposed to know how to have the winning mindset at the age of 12.
If they come off that field or come off that court with a smile on their face, then I'm a happy man.
We came up with 10 golden rules
for being an awesome sport parent.
To check them out, go to besportive.kiwi.
So, Egypt, exciting.
It's been my lifelong dream to see the sunrise over the pyramids. Oh, it's silly, really.
Not at all. The room, it must be 502.
How about that? Shake, rattle, roll.
Well, welcome back here to the Gallagher Hockey Centre. Half-time here in the Northern Tridents, leading by 2-1 over the Southern Alpiners. Jude Menezes is the coach of the Tridents. Jude, you happy with the first half?
It's both a bit scrappy, but I'm happy to be up ahead in the first half. We've asked the girls to tighten up a little bit because we've made a few errors and we can't afford to do that as the tournament progresses. So we're just trying to be a little bit more compact and minimize the errors in the second half. That's our focus.
And you would have been really pleased with how they responded to the pressure of being a goal down.
Absolutely. I've been really proud with the way the girls have been playing throughout the whole competition so far, and it's shown a lot of resilience to fight back today. So I'm really impressed with that.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you very much.
You are Jude Menezes, the coach of the Northern Tridents, and they're leading by 2-1 at the moment, but it won't be easy if the Alpiners continue to play as well as they have in the second half. So I think it's game on here in the second half. And we were looking forward to bringing you the second half in just a moment. Olivia Mary getting that first goal just before the end of the first quarter to take the Alpiners to a 1-0 lead, and then an excellent comeback by the Tridents to get that lead 2-1 at the end of the second quarter at half-time with that second goal just before the break. And how often do we see that in hockey? How often do we see that in all sport, where the ability to score just before breaks can have a huge impact on the outcome of results at the end of full time? So it's worth bearing that in mind as we get down the stretch of this contest, and to see if that goal just before half-time that Kirsten Pearce pinched will be important in the wash-up to the contest. And that was Kirsten Pearce sneaking in and getting the goal, and Sam Charlton. It was a brilliant effort from Pearce, and you got a feel for Nation there.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, she did pretty well to stop that strike from Maddie initially. Like, Maddie got a fantastic connection on the ball, but again, really great from Kirsten Pearce to follow that up, because you need those players to get in there and make sure the ball actually goes over the line.
Well, we heard from Jude Menezes about what he wants his team to focus on in the second half. What about Aaron Ford here, the Alpiners coach? What do you think his key messaging should be?
Yeah, I think the Alpiners have been pressing really nicely. They've been sitting back a little bit but making good turnovers when the ball does come through. I think for them it'll just be about getting those connections in the final third. Again, they're able to build the ball up, shift it from side to side, but they're not able to sort of connect as they're going forward. So just creating more opportunities as they're getting into that attacking 25, I imagine.
All right, so these players here shouldn't be discouraged, because they've actually really performed particularly well at the end of, well, in the entire first half. So we look forward to the next 30 minutes of this game. Reminding you that at 2 o'clock this afternoon we'll have our second match today. That will feature the Mavericks, the Hauraki Mavericks. That's the team from Auckland down to Taupō up against the Central Falcons, the Lower North Island team. That encompasses areas like Hawke's Bay, Manawatu, Taranaki, Wanganui, Wellington, Wairarapa. And that should be an interesting clash with Kayla Whitelock back in the lineup today, the Central Falcons captain, after missing yesterday's game against the Tridents.
Yeah, it'll be a good clash, I think. Obviously, you'd expect the Falcons to be the team that's coming out on top, but you know, I think each team's building every single game, like we've seen here. It's a pretty close contest, so I think we'll see the same between the Mavericks and the Falcons later this afternoon.
Yeah, Mavericks are improving. It didn't look grim. It didn't look good for them at half-time of their Alpiners game yesterday when they were trailing 2-0, and they got pumped 5-0 in the first game. So no goals scored and 7 against after a half and a half, or 1 game and a half of hockey. That's not good stats, is it, Sam? But they credit to them. They bounced back to post 3 goals in the second half to win the game yesterday.
Yeah, onwards and upwards for the Mavericks, I think. Yeah, not a great start, but as long as they, you know, keep those goals out and start putting more away, they'll be fine.
So 2 goals to 1. Great day for hockey again, isn't it, here? Just some light overhead cloud. That breeze quite strong, again blowing across the field from the west. But the temperature is just perfect. It's not too hot.
Yeah, again, like I said, I think, you know, a lot of these girls wouldn't have played those back-to-back games or been in that tournament-style situation. So I think a little bit of a breeze, a little bit of cloud cover will actually be really helpful for the girls.
So here we go, the start of the third quarter. And it's going to be Olivia Mary to start proceedings for the Alpiners. Straight away, nice little touch there from Wyam. Has the ball in the right part of the field for the Alpiners. And Gunson still soldiering on despite that elbow injury. Well, there's a bit of pressure here. Well, the defensive line for the Alpiners all of a sudden.
Yeah, great steal there from Maddie Dorr. Unlucky not to move forward with that one.
So the Alpiners go aerial. Anderson with a nice touch. Dickens has it. Good pass. This is Hyatt Brown feeding it out to Katie Dorr, but you can't find those 2 players up front that are up there at the moment. Her sister Madison and Rose Tynan. The Alpiners coming forward now through Lee. Charlotte Lee trying to get around Ivory. And taken quickly here by Tinning. Tinning into the circle, looking for that penalty corner. Not to be. Good defence there from Dickens, Sam.
Yeah, great tackle from Steph. Kat Dinning did well there to take the ball quickly. I think the Alpiners will continue to do that. It just puts the defence under a little bit of pressure, but great work from Steph there.
Ivory again. So reminding you those 2 goal scorers, Ivory and Pearce. It's good play from Tinning. Created space beautifully there. Now front foot running ball here for Phoebe Steele. Tinning once more. Calder. And now Crowley. And a Crowley. Oh, it's going to ricochet off Phoebe Steele's stick.
See a higher press from the Alpiners here, putting those defence under a bit more pressure this quarter.
Gunson. Kate Ivory couldn't control it. Davies has it though for the Alpiners. Interesting to see if they continue to build from this right side. They did quite well in the first half. Whoops. Davies pounces on that one. Oh, that pass to Mary. She's got it. Great pass from Davies to Mary. She's just going to unleash. And she didn't get that connection she would have wanted on that shot.
Yeah, not quite, and not quite getting it across the face of goal. I think she had a player there on the right post. If she could just get it across the face of that goalkeeper, she might have given that other striker a chance to deflect it in. But great pass from Franna, great vision to, you know, be able to pass it from the back 25 to someone running in the circle, and a good lead from Olivia Mary too.
And they're getting Mary into the game a bit more. Just thinking back to the first 2 games that the Alpiners have played, Sam, Mary's had more touches in this game today than probably the last 2 combined, actually.
Yeah, and it's important for a striker. It's pretty tough to ask them to score a goal when they haven't touched the ball for a long period of time. Yes. So the more ball you can give them, I think the better. So great to build on those connections.
Well, it's going to go against Hyatt Brown. So Davies here could crash this one in. There's the pass, the touch. And it's going against the Alpiners anyway. But again, encouraging signs for the Alpiners. And Dickens didn't get anywhere where she was hoping for on the connection on that one. Tyler Lynch trying to get her captain out of trouble. She's very good on the ball, isn't she, Tyler Lynch?
Yeah, she's a great ball carrier, has nice tight stick skills and is able to get out of those slightly sticky situations. So she's the kind of player you want there when you're trying to get the ball out of the pocket.
Well, they just had to be careful there, and the Tridents are going to actually get this. Last player to touch, it was an Alpiners player. That's the skills there of Katie Dorr. But a great tackle again from Davies, who's made some big plays early in this third quarter.
Yeah, you can see there's good skills from each team, but neither team are able to hold on to it for a very long period of time. So it'd be great to see if either team could start to build up a few passes and string them together.
Katie Dorr thumps it into one of the Alpiners players, but she still has it. Davies cuts that one out. Another good play from Davies. Oh, that's unlucky. Just off the foot there of Catherine Tinning. It's going to go against Steele, and now taken quickly by Hyatt Brown. Here's a chance. There's a goal. Brilliantly finished by Kirsten Pearce. Lethal in front of goal, Kirsten Pearce, her second goal.
Great little ball in by Ella Hyatt Brown, and that's Kirsten Pearce's favourite sort of way to score a goal. She loves getting the ball in the air, right in that 7-yard zone. She's got a great eye for those sorts of finishes. So that's a Kirsten Pearce trademark, I'd say.
Wow, that's a great finish. And that's 3 goals in a row now. One more look at it. Great surge into the circle. And that was beautifully controlled and finished from Pearce. Yep. So the Tridents take control of the scoreboard at the moment.
The Tridents score another goal through Kirsten Pearce.
Lynch. Now Olivia Crum is out there now, getting some action. Olivia Crum, the 20-year-old, former New Zealand under-18s player, wearing 17. Well, things can change very quickly on the hockey pitch. It feels like it's a very even game, doesn't it? If you're just tuning in, you'd think that the Tridents are dominating, Sam.
Yeah, and I think you saw the Alpiners probably dominate the first part of that third quarter. They came out, they pressed aggressively, and they were the ones with the opportunities. But again, it was the Tridents that were able to actually put the goal away, and it makes a big difference when you're actually able to convert those opportunities, just what it does for your confidence.
Now Tynan, well, that needed to be made that play from Belinda Smith. Otherwise, there could have been danger signs there for the Alpiners. Nice touch into the circle. Wow, just off the foot there of Rose Tynan. But that's how quickly you can turn defence into attack.
Absolutely, love that little one touch there from the Tridents player as well. Great awareness to know that Rose Tynan was there.
This is Dickens. Tessa Jop gets the ball for the Alpiners. Back it comes to Gill. And now Gunson. Dickens moving out to the right at the moment. Delivers a great ball. And that's excellent play, but unfortunately it's still going to be the ball for the Tridents from the Alpiners' point of view, and McCullough.
You can see them starting to build a little bit of confidence, I think, with that third goal scored. You know, they're moving the ball with great intent and ball speed, and you know, not many errors, I suppose, in their build-up. So you can see that scoring that goal really does help with that confidence going forward.
Yeah, it sure does. Taken quickly here from Brittany Wang. Oh, she's lost it. That's unfortunate. And it's back in the Tridents through Kayla Reid. Good effort there, but nice tackle coming in from Tinning. She's got it. Only Mary, and there's 4 Tridents players, maybe 5, 6 now back.
Unlucky. Great play from Kat Tinning there, just to cut infield and try and find that midfield on the other side. It was a good set of skills, good strength through that midfield.
Hyatt Brown in the middle of that defensive line now for the Tridents as Gunson swings it forward, beautifully controlled. Reverse stick shot, but that's harmlessly going to go in. In the end, no hope of getting a touch onto that one.
It's a nice ball, but unfortunately not to the striker. Rose Tynan's got a trademark backhand on her, so it'd be nice to see if she could connect that in with one of those strikers going forward.
Now the Alpiners. Great substitution. Anderson gets a touch within half a second of getting back into the game. And Wang can't control it, but it still will be Alpina's ball. Well, Davies will just reverse it into the circle, but Gunson is there. Pearce. Substitutes being made thick and fast at the moment as Gill gets it on upfield to McCullough. Tynan looking for a couple of players. She's keen to give it a good whack, isn't she, Sam, and get it in there.
I think it was a good option just to drop it back. You know, it's been a bit scrappy the last few minutes in the midfield here, so it's good that the Tridents just decided to gain a bit of composure, get it round the back and try and retain some position.
Well, Chop's not going to catch that one, and neither is Wyam. So, Clodie McCullough, 22-year-old, will inbound this one. North Harbour player. And a 21s player from last year for New Zealand. Reminding you that Vantage Black Sticks players or squad positions are up for grabs at the end of this Premier League in a few weeks' time. National squad to be named, and then, of course, all eyes building towards next year and hopefully what will be an Olympic Games in Tokyo. Fingers crossed that will materialise for not only the sport of hockey, but all sport.
Yeah, absolutely. We're told it's not a matter of if, but how, so we'll just have to see how it unfolds and prepare any way that we possibly can.
Well, there's going to be the first card of the game, and Olivia Mary's going to be yellow carded.
Yeah, I think she just took the ball away there and not her free hit, unfortunately. So it's going to be tough for the Alpiners for the next couple of minutes, particularly being a few goals down. I think they'll need to hold on here and make sure they consolidate a bit in defence.
So down to 10 for 5 minutes. And now the Alpiners get the ball, which is perfect for them. What are the tactics when But generally, when you're down a player, Sam, what do you think teams should be? What do you, in teams that you've played, what do you focus on when you're down a player?
I mean, it tends to be a little bit different for every team. Usually you try and drop one of your strikers back and just sort of send your 2 strikers out and make them run quite a bit in the press. But ideally, if you can win the ball, get it up your attacking end, probably keep it out of the middle of the field, and sort of play down the sidelines and almost just bide your time a little bit, wait for that player to get back on and hope you don't concede another card in that time, because it makes it doubly as difficult.
Well, rotation from Aaron Ford. Big chance for them to get back into the contest here. And who knows, you often see goals scored by teams that are down a player. So let's see if this galvanises the Alpiners a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you can see that team that is up a player sort of relax a little bit because they think, we've got another player. But yeah, it can work in both ways.
Anderson couldn't control it, so it will be Trident's ball. So the Alpiners will be down 10 players until the very early stages of the next quarter, with inside 2 minutes to go now until 3-quarter time. Just the 1 goal so far in this quarter, 3-1.
Yeah, you can just see the way the Alpiners are falling away here. They know they've got a player down, so they're not sending too many players to the ball, just making sure they've got numbers in defence when the Tridents come forward.
Yeah, maybe keeping the ball would be a good idea. This is Moffat. Still in possession of the Tridents. McCullough feeds it back, and now Hyatt Brown. Well, closing in on the last minute. We've had goals in the dying seconds of both quarters so far. Will this be 3 quarters in a row? That was a pass from Kayla Reid into the circle, and Davies is taking no chances as she controls that one really well. Now the Alpiners coming forward. Can they keep possession? They can. Davies again. She's had a good game, Fran Davies.
Yeah, she's made a few good tackles for the Alpiners back there, and she was the one that found Olivia Mary up high before. She's got great vision on the ball, so we'll look to see if she can find a few more of those long searching passes.
Ivory to Moffat. And now, oh, gee whiz. Lynch just couldn't control that one. It could have been interesting if she had. Hyatt Brown. So it looks like the Alpiners might survive to 3-quarter time with a Hurtaju to go any second.
Yeah, it's great to see these Alpiners strikers working really hard. They know they're a player down, but they're just making sure they can do what they can while they've got that player off the field.
Well, excellent work from the Alpiners not to concede another at the tail end of that quarter, but they do trail by 3-1. 1 goal in that quarter. It was Kirsten Pearce nudging it in, and at 3-quarter time the Tridents lead 3-1. Well, let's see if the Alpiners come down a comeback. Sam, it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the way they do that. We've seen them press in 2 different ways. They've fallen away and they've been really aggressive at times as well. I think they've made turnovers from both options, but again, it's just their connections going forward, that final pass. I think the Tridents have been able to probably create a few more opportunities.
Let's have a quick look at the highlights of this 3rd quarter. And this is the goal. Wonderful trap mid-air there from Pearce.
Yeah, she makes it look very easy, doesn't she? But I can assure you it's certainly not. Great composure, and that's Kirsten Pearce's bread and butter. She'd do that any day of the week. So great to have her in that position just to follow up on that ball.
So hard for the keeper too, isn't it, to stop those?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the only goal of the 3rd quarter. So the Tridents looking good to stay unbeaten in this competition. But we can see goals being scored very quickly in hockey, and wouldn't count out the Alpiners just yet. Sam, we better ask you about you. How's your injury? You've had a knee operation. How did it go?
Yeah, as well as it could have, I suppose. Yeah, it's coming along okay. I'm probably 3 months down the track, and I'm hoping to start my running progressions in a few weeks, and then looking to be back training with the girls sometime in January is the plan. So looking forward to being back out there. It's tough watching, that's for sure.
Awesome. And of course, by the time the Olympics rolls around in July next year, you'll be fit and firing and 100%, won't you?
Hey, look, that's the plan. That's the plan. As long as I stick to my rehab and do what I need to do, then, yeah, hopefully I'll be rearing to go by that time.
Don't forget, at 2 o'clock, we've got our next game, the 6th game between the Mavericks and the Falcons. And that will complete round 1 action of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League for the women. And then we'll focus on the men next weekend. And the way the league will work is that the men and the women are alternating weeks right through to the end of this month and into the first weekend of December. So it's a double round robin before finals are played. And at the moment, it's the Northern Tridents making the early running in this competition. Now, the umpire...
Bit of confusion there for the girls.
Fran Davies was wondering what the heck was going on there, but I think they have it sorted out. So reminding you too that the Alpiners are down a player still at the moment, with Olivia Mary yellow carded late in the 3rd quarter. So the Alpiners just looking to soak up a bit of time. I think they might only be down one other player for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we should see Liv Mary back on the park pretty soon. And I mean, the Alpiners have done pretty well. They've been up there attacking in for the most part of that card, so they've obviously got a good tactic that they're playing to.
Yes, Olivia Mary very patiently waiting on the sideline just below us here to get back onto the field. And the Alpiners coming into the circle again. Very few penalty corners in this game so far, Sam. I think there's only been 1 or 2 each.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few in the other games. We haven't seen many in this game. I think we've got couple of good defenders, and the likes of Ella Gunston, Steph Dickens, Fran Davies for the Alpiners. So we have seen them step up and make a fair few good tackles. So I imagine that's why we haven't seen quite as many.
Well, the Alpiners are back to their full complement. Mary is back on the field now after serving that 5-minute suspension. Crowley coming forward. Crowley. And that could ricochet anywhere, but it's going to be the Alpiners again. And Anna Crowley swings it to the left. And unfortunately, Brittany Wang couldn't control it.
Yeah, that's just that connection that the Alpiners will need to find in this last sort of 10 to 12 minutes. They need to make sure that final pass is, well trapped, well looked after.
Pressing a bit higher this time, the Alpiners trying to make an interception, just like they've done. Good work, and now Tessa Jopp, she's deadly on the ball. Reverse sticks it, looking for that penalty corner at the very least. Here's another opportunity for the Alpiners, and they have the penalty corner.
Yeah, great intercept there by Kat Tinning. Just pass it off to Tessa Jopp, who was able to drive through the middle. So great little press, great turnover, change the point of attack and drive it in.
I'm trying to think. I think this might be the first penalty corner for the Alpiners since the 1st quarter.
Yeah, I don't think they've had one since that Olivia Mary shot that was saved early on, so it'll be interesting to see what they go for here.
So, Emily Wyme going over to take this. Davies, Mackay Stewart. Down they go, and Mary just hovering, lurking out the back. It's going to be Mary, and that's off the foot. It's another penalty corner.
Yeah, that's Maddie Dorr, brave run there. It's never fun collecting them in the feet, but I think as a first runner, that's generally your job, and it's going to happen. And
are you a first runner?
I used to be. I've been demoted back further into the goal, so I don't get hit quite as much now, which is nice.
Well, there we are, Dorr putting her body on the line there. So another penalty corner again. Davies traps it. There's the shot, and it's gone off, ricocheted out. So unfortunately not going to plan there for the Alpiners.
Yeah, I think that was another nice run there from Maddie Dorr. I think she might have got a touch on that one, so good job by her to flick that out.
Got to put your body on the line, Sam. You're probably pleased you're not one of the first runners anymore, are you?
Yeah, I used to collect a few on various parts of the body, so yeah, I'm pretty thrilled not to be there anymore.
There's Crowley. Turned over and kept in field nicely. Maddie Dorr chasing it through. She's got excellent speed. Nice composure by Calder. Goad loses the ball, and away comes Mackay Stewart now. Good running ball. Mary's the target. Look out. Here's Olivia Mary. Saved. It's still there for the Alpiners. Good save coming in from Williamson.
Yeah, nice bit of play there by the Alpiners. A good ghost lead from Olivia Mary there, just fading away behind her defender, and a great pass in. So, again, unlucky. It's a pretty good opportunity for them.
Back in the possession of Steph Dickens. Ivory. Well, the Alpiners doing well, but Madeline Williamson, North Harbour keeper, doing a good job for the Tridents at the moment. Brooke Roberts also in the squad. 6 games for New Zealand. She's actually kept very well in this league so far as well.
Yeah, and I saw she did a great job in the shootouts yesterday as well. Made some really good saves, so it's great to see her performing really well.
Tell you what, when those shootouts come around, the goalkeepers must love it.
I think they do. I think you have to love them to be a goalkeeper. I know certainly Grace O'Hanlon really loves the shootout, so even though I'm sure she'd rather win, she's probably thrilled. Thrilled when we get a draw, gets the opportunity to sort of do her thing.
Absolutely. And here come the Alpiners again, and this is Tinning. Still going to be Alpiners ball. Tinning winning the free hit.
Millie, want you to release the ball. Don't play into contact.
Tinning. 9 to play. Still 3-1. The score, 2 goals to Kirsten Pearce. Another to Kate Ivory for the Tridents. And Mary getting the goal for the Alpiners. And don't forget at 2 o'clock we have that next game for you. The Mavericks up against the Central Falcons. Falcons coming to that game with a win and a draw. And the Mavericks a win and a loss. Black Sticks players all over the park in that game. Here's Gunson. Tinning playing that one early. And it just sneaked through the stick there of Charlotte Lee. McCullough. Dickens. McCullough getting it back. Lost the ball, and Tessa Jopp. What can she create? There's a connection, and unfortunately she didn't get that real whippy cross in there, Sam.
Yeah, again, you can see 2 really good opportunities from the Alpiners where they win the ball in that press and they do go forward. But again, just that little final connection. So if they can just tidy that up in these last 5, I'm sure they'll create more than enough opportunities to get back in this game.
Lee doesn't want to get trapped in the corner. Plays an early ball in. And that's well done. Good composure at the back there, but now Job's got it again.
Yeah, she's had a great game in there, won a lot of ball.
Well, and nicely controlled by Wang. Still going to be Alpina's ball as Leah Butt fires up. And this time they're going to build from the back. Good pressure on the ball from Tynan. Free hit conceded. Smith. Calder once more. Dickens. Very strong at the back again.
Yeah, that combination of Ella Gunson and Steph Dickens has worked really well for the Tridents. They're both really competent defenders, calm, composed, and they make some good tackles. So it's been tough for the Alpiners to sort of break that.
Kayla Reid seeks Gunson's safety again, and Dickens right in front of the keeper. Always makes me nervous when I see balls go back like that.
I think as defenders we secretly love that. I know it makes everyone else nervous, but a little bit under pressure.
Chasing through is Katie Dorr. There's a bit of pressure here on Calder. They've got out of that pretty well. They've lost it though, and now the Tridents have it again. Tynan wins a free hit. Hildersley up there, so too is Katie Dorr. Gee, that was a timely interception from Steele. Good work from the Alpiners. They need to find goals though. And they're at the wrong end of the pitch at the moment. And it's unfortunately just snuck off the stick there of Kirsten Pearce.
Yeah, you can see both teams really working hard. When they turn over the ball, they get numbers around to try and win it again. So both teams desperate to win this contest.
Here's Tynan into the circle. It's deflected in. Rose Tynan gets a goal in the third straight game.
Yeah, that ball's just taken a touch off the Alpiners defender there, which is really difficult for the goalkeeper considering it was probably going in that low, far corner. So, I mean, great first touch from Rose as well to get that away.
Well, you mentioned earlier too, Sam, she is just lethal on the backhand side. And that's the evidence to prove your statement correct.
Yeah, and it just shows you what you can do when you just get that shot away early. You can see as soon as the ball crosses that line, she's shooting, you know, straight away. And so it doesn't matter that it's taken a deflection off that defender, it's still a goal. So really well done from Rose Tynan to get the shot away early there.
Poor old Amelia Calder trying to block the shot.
It's never fun. I think that happened yesterday too with the Mavericks. Liz deflecting Olivia Mary's goal into the top left-hand corner. It's you think you do well because you get a touch and then you realise you've, you know, deflected a goal for them. So not so fun as a defender.
So 4-1. Got a feel for the Alpiners a little bit here, Sam. I just feel like that score might... Well, not flattering is maybe the wrong word for the Tridents, but the Alpiners don't deserve to be down by 3 goals.
No, and I'd say particularly in this fourth quarter too, they've had like really long periods where they've dominated and held possession and nearly created a few opportunities. So I think they're quite unlucky. You'd say that goal there from Rose, that was sort of against the grain of play. You know, they hadn't been up the attacking end in a while and they were able to get that goal. So yeah, really unlucky for the Alpiners.
Well, it's hard when you're down by 3, but you just got to keep your head up. Good test of character.
Absolutely, and we know those southern girls have much character and fight about them, so I don't think this contest is quite over yet.
Davies into the circle, playing a bit higher up the field now. And the Alpiners looking for maybe a consolation goal or two with under 4 to play in this contest. Calder. Now, Hayley Cox. She's won the ball back really well there, Cox. Looking for Charlotte Lee, but again, a timely interception. And that's smart play from Izzy Gill.
Yeah, good option there just to get it out of the traffic, reset, see if they can press up the other end of the field and make a turnover a little bit higher.
Moffat will control this for the Alpiners and rather for the Tridents. And now Tyler Lynch on one of her trademark runs, loves to run with the ball.
Yeah, good turn of pace there from Tyler and a good cut in. Maybe just need a little option there as she bet that second and third player, just someone she could dish the ball to, I think, rather than that fourth Alpiner was able to come in and make that tackle.
Well, that's gone off the stick there of Izzy Gill. Time is the enemy for the Alpiners. Going to be Alpiners' possession once more. Right on the edge of the circle. Mary. Oh, it's collected one of her teammates and a penalty corner though. Must have deflected off the body of one of the Tridents players.
Yeah, I think it's come high off the stick of the Tridents players into the body of the Alpiner player. So yeah, it is a PC for the Alpiners.
So, clock stops with 2:20 to play. And Wyme is going to go over and take this one. Well, the Alpiners are playing without luck, I think it's probably fair to say at the moment. They're all 3 games, actually. They've been close, scoring a number of goals. Haven't executed. Let's see if Mary can get this one in. Oh, and again, that looked to be on target, but took a deflection.
Yeah, there's been some good running lines from those Trident first runners, so they've obviously, you know, they've scouted well, and Jude being the PCD sort of man for the New Zealand Black Sticks, he'd have a pretty good plan for all teams, so I imagine his PCD will be pretty tight throughout the Premier League.
Well done to Catherine Moffat. She was the one that deflected the ball away from Mary's shot. So excellent work there from Moffat. She actually made it look really easy.
Yes, and it's not quite as easy as you think when the ball's flying at you over probably over 100 kilometres an hour, but
exactly.
Nice composure just to touch the ball away from the goal.
Actually, it was good cricket skills. Actually, she just worked it down to fine leg for a single.
Yeah, she might have been a cricketer. There's a couple of girls, often the girls who do sit on the post actually have played cricket before, because they just kind of have those natural skills to glance the ball away. So you'll find a lot of those post players have played cricket in their time.
Well, Moffat maybe is one of them. Here's Ivory, winning a free hit for her team. Now Moffat, North Harbour captain, playing it out to Gunson. Hyatt Brown is still out there. It's nice control from Reed. Well, great pass. In fact, it's Katie Dorr that great pass into Hildersley.
Yeah, lovely build-up play there from the Tridents, and good skill there from Katie Dorr to give that little 1-2, and unlucky not to be able to get through and get it into the circle.
Well, Dorr just tapping that one out. But of course, with only 20 seconds left, here's Dorr again. Nice pass, and it was Kayla Reid actually. They're very similar looking, aren't they, from distance? Katie Dorr and Kayla Reid. Probably not to you, Sam.
You can get them confused. I can see how it's done.
Well, Reid there falling over her own self, but there's only seconds to play. Nicely trapped by Tinning, but she's out of time. And it's a comfortable win on the scoreboard, perhaps not on the pitch, but a comfortable win on the scoreboard for the Northern Tridents, who have preserved their unbeaten record. They have won this game over the Southern Alpiners by 4 goals to 1. Two goals to Kirsten Pearce, 1 to Rose Tynan, and the first goal scored by Kate Ivory, and Olivia Merry getting the Alpiners off to a really good lead, Sam, leading 1-0. But from there, in terms of the goals, it was all the Tridents.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed that they weren't able to take more away from that game, but in saying that, they should take confidence into that second round of the Premier League. You know, they've builded really nicely through the last 3 games. You could see some really nice patches of play starting to open up, and credit to the Tridents. I mean, they were pretty clinical when they did get the ball into the circle. I think in the second half they didn't have that many attacking opportunities, but when they did get it in there, they pulled the trigger early and they were able to get it on target.
So 4 goals to 1 was the score, and we'll be back to wrap up this game right after this here on Sky Sport Next.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
How about that? Shake, rattle, and roll.
Well, welcome back to the Gallagher Hockey Centre here.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
How about that? Shake, rattle, and roll.
Well, we're back here at the Gallagher Hockey Centre here in Hamilton, having seen the Tridents win this game in the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League by 4-1 over the Southern Alpiners. Got the captain, Olivia Mary, with us. And Olivia, hard luck on the loss today, but encouragement for you in the first half, particularly at the end of the first quarter, when you nudged that one in 1-0, and I guess at that stage things were humming along okay for you guys at that stage.
Yeah, probably over the last 3 games, if we're reflecting on those, probably unlucky in a few occasions, and yeah, we're probably just not clinical for the full 60 minutes. You know, we put out 15-minute performances, but with the quality of the teams that we have here, 15 minutes is not good enough.
Yeah, I guess What are the things you can take forward, do you think, from the first 3 games?
Yeah, probably just, learning combinations, and a lot of us haven't played together, so a lot of that is combinations, and really looking forward to 2 weeks' time when we get to take the pitch again. And there is some really, really good stuff out there, and we are a young bunch of girls, bar myself, but I think there's a lot to take out of it.
And you think you're playing all right yourself? How do you judge your own form?
Yeah, just how the team's going probably, so yeah.
All right, Olivia, well, hard luck on the loss. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Olivia, Mary there, the co-captain of the Southern Alpiners. Steph Dickens, the captain of the Northern Tridents today. Well, 3 games, you're going great at the moment. You got that draw yesterday, but, you're 1-0 down early, and that was a really even first quarter. So how do you think, or what did you guys do you think, to get back into that into the game after trailing 1-0 at that stage?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of how the girls, from going 1-0 down, being able to stay composed and really come back and fight back for that first goal and then second goal and so on. So I'm just proud of the girls, how they stepped up each game. We got better and better, and we can't wait for 2 weeks' time.
And you guys are defending well. Yourself and Ella have got that solid rock going on at the back there. How crucial do you think that's been in these first 3 games?
Yeah, so important. They say, defence wins games, but I think the whole team from the front to back is so important for defence, and I just think the big communication is a massive thing.
And I guess with Stacey not playing these last 2 games, with her to come back, that's going to make you guys even more daunting for the other 3 teams.
Yeah, it'll be awesome to have her back. We have missed her. It's always fun having Stacey on your team, and we're looking forward to having her back.
Good stuff, Steph. Congratulations on the win today.
Thank you so much.
Here we are, Steph Dickens, the captain in the absence of Stacey Mickelson for the Northern Tridents. Well, we hope you enjoyed this game here on Sky Sport Next. Coming up shortly, stay with us though, we have the Central Falcons up against the Hauraki Mavericks.
The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand.